How you doing, guys? Alan Pastrana once again here at the Sema show with a really good friend of mine from Thin Air Graphics, Scott Mackay. What's up, Scotty?
What's up, man?
How's
you
it
doing?
going,
Good,
man?
Good.
So Scott, tell me, both of us got assigned to do some artwork for Iwata Medea,
Yep.
portraits of each other. How did you think that went for us? What was your experience behind that?
It was a challenge.
Yeah.
It was for sure a challenge. It was way outside our comfort zone.
Absolutely.
It was frustrating.
Yeah.
But at the same time, by the end of it, it was a good
And,
exercise.
For those of you that don't know, we all got assigned to do like some portraits of each other, but the challenge was to do it anime style, which is kind of like Japanese animation. So for airbrush artists like ourselves, it's kind of like it's a twist because we're used to rendering things and making things look realistic, whereas in anime or Japanese animation, it's kind of like two-dimensional with outlines and stuff.
Yeah,
so.
very flat, very block shading, not a lot of freehand shading like we do, so it was definitely a challenge, it was definitely a process. The good thing is, though, if a customer ever comes into our shop and says, hey, I want an anime done on my whole car, now we know what it's going to take to do it.
Was there any special techniques you used to try to accomplish this?
Yeah, I used a lot of mix of some of the newer technologies like the plotter to integrate some masking and template design into it. And then I switched that, instead of using a knife, I plotted it out on paper and used that as a cut pattern, just like how we used to cut frisket or cut shapes and shields and softly blow in color to get that hard edge without a hard edge, kind of look to it.
It's pretty much similar to the technique I used for your portrait, where I pretty much just sketched out off of a photograph, imported the sketch into Illustrator, and just turned it into a vector and cut out a mask. And then off of that mask, I just sprayed into my colors, or I just sprayed the colors into the mask, and they created all the different panels or the different variations.
Yeah, kind of a similar
and
approach.
Then at the end, if it's anime, I outlined it and then called it a done deal.
Right, which usually with airbrushing, we're forced to kind of not outline to try to get that soft shade.
Yep.
So to actually, do a hard edge outline was a big deal.
Absolutely.
The vectoring definitely helped. We could have brushed it. I tried a few different ideas and ran some stuff through my head. And this seemed to work out the best, and it was definitely a challenge.
Yeah, I would say
liked it.
so.
If I did it in a computer, which is how most of today's anime is done, it probably would have taken an hour or two to render it in the computer. So it was definitely, I think I had about 16 hours into my piece by the time I was done with all the different layering of color and stuff like that.
Pretty awesome. So Thin Air Graphics up in Boston, correct?
Yeah, just outside of Boston.
Yes, so tell me a little bit about your shop and what you specialize in.
I'm a full service shop for custom motorcycle paint, mainly handful of custom cars per year. Aside from that, we do a lot of design work and illustration for different companies. But the bread and butter, what I love to do is custom motorcycles, custom cars, one-off originals, really crazy, mural work, and then a lot of clean graphic work. So we do a little bit of everything. These days, we primarily focus on the artwork end only, less on the body work and fabrication time, just because it's not my big strong suit area. So we decided to go more where the money is, which is the artwork. And
now,
that's what we pay for.
In your shop, are you a one-man army, or do you have folks that help you out?
No, I'm a one-man shop. I do have a few partner shops in the area, local businesses. I found over the years, as opposed to hiring someone and having to always worry about keeping them busy and keeping them working, it was better to support local businesses. So other body shops that are, to my standards, I've worked with them for sublet work, and some of the printing companies, instead of buying a big printer, which these days are really expensive, found a local printer, so I'll do the design work for a lot of people and have the print company print for me. So I found it was better to stay one man, stay small and manageable.
Sure.
And then subcontract other local businesses, and they feed me work, I feed them work.
Absolutely.
And that's the best way to do it.
Awesome. So what do you think about the SEMA event and coming out here and meeting all of these artists and hanging out with your buddies?
Well, SEMA's, I look forward to SEMA for the most part because we get to hang. 2 or 3 times a year we get to see each other. We're close, but we're always busy. We're within 2 hours.
It's weird how close we are. I mean, Boston and Connecticut about 2 hours away, but we'll come all the way down here to Vegas to hang out.
Exactly. And it's SEMA, man. It's the best of the best stuff, the best equipment, the best displays. You get to see a lot of new stuff before it's released, and you kind of get a leg up, I think, on the industry where guys don't come to an event like this. And I tell people a lot, go to an event like that because you'll see the trends. You'll see what's happening. You'll see what's hot out in Cali. You'll see what's hot in Canada. And you kind of build off that. We all bounce off each other. So as much of it's fun, there's a lot of work involved. And
Absolutely.
I look forward to it every year. I think it's my 7th year in a row.
Excellent. So do you find yourself doing a lot of preparation every time SEMA comes around for projects?
Yeah, this year, aside from the anime ones we had to do, I did another project for FBS Tapes, which is a tape company, so to showcase how clean their tapes pull, which that was great. Then I had another one for House of Color, which I demo for here as well.
Yep.
So there's a little bit of prep involved in running at the shop and getting everything here on time. And I almost didn't make it out here because of the weather this year, so it was by the skin of my teeth. I think I made it out here.
Sure.
About 2 hours before they closed Logan, I got one of the last flights out. So.
Wow, pretty lucky. Well, I'm glad you made it down.
Yeah.
So, is there a website or something that you want to plug?
Yeah, if you go to www.thinairgraphics.com, you can spell it traditional or GRAFX, which is kind of the short case way I do it. And I'm on Facebook. You can find me there, and YouTube, and all over the place. So
sweet, man. Well, Scott, it was great talking to you.
Always good to see you.
Good to see you, man. Take it easy.
Thank you.
All right.